Well, here's that key machine we were talking about yesterday. We have a hardware catalog. You can actually, the dealers could buy these things, order them from the regular wholesaler back in 1908. They were $119 back then. And what we've got is, we've got a cutter wheel over on this side that is made to cut a channel in a barrel for a skeleton key. As you turn that crank, it moves this vise up and down where that cutter goes around. And then over in the middle part, we've got a rotating head. You can unlock it here and then disengage the clutch here, and then this whole barrel rotates around. So it's a slick little deal. This side of the machine, on this side, is for skeleton keys. Over here is for what we would consider a traditional type key now. It was probably the newfangled key back then. But let me pull this cover off. Of course, you want to run it with a cover normally, but you get to see a little transmission. I didn't count all the oil caps, but I did oil them all. There's probably a dozen different oil caps on this thing, on the motor, and on the shafts here. And they're little spring-loaded caps that flip up. You just put a couple drops of oil in there, and this stuff was made to last forever, as long as you kept it oiled and clean. And down here is the on and off switch. But over on this side, this is the point that follows your old key, and then you have the cutter up here that cuts the new key. Here we have a blank in here. So I'm going to flip this thing on. There's a central barrel down here that has a groove cut in it, and it won't start cutting the key until I do a couple different things. Over here where it says down while running, I actually have to flip that down, and that moves the key up closer to where the cutter is. And then over here where it says press hard, you have to press hard. And then you can see that central barrel starts rotating. And it gets to the end, and it goes back the other way. You can see where it's following the original key here. And then you unhook your new key. You got all these little burrs on there from the cutter, but down here, this is the burr remover. So you just drag it through there a couple times. I don't know if we can focus on it. We still have a burr up there in the top. Let me run it through there one more time. There's your deburred key ready to go. So this thing cuts just as quick and just as accurate as the machines nowadays. Not sure if there's a date on this or not. On the plate, I don't see one. But I would guess that's an original motor on there. Still got a few cobwebs here and there, but looks like the socket's been replaced since it was original. But it's still got this neat little shade on there. Neat little light shade. And there it is. And here's where the hardware store would keep all their accessories. They got a little file there in case that deburr doesn't take all the burrs off. Some extra handles. There's a little hammer that's seen little use. Looks like they use it to beat on something. Back here, got some extra springs. Packed by $4.79. If this article is not completely satisfactory, we will appreciate your reference to the number on this slip. So back then, if you didn't do your job right, you got in trouble. But there it is. Thought you guys would get a kick out of that.